As we said before, there is no such thing as race. Let me sort of explain that. There was no such thing as race until Lucifer came down, corrupted Eve, committed the first adultery, and in his attempt to race against man, which that's really what he was doing, he was so jealous of these new creations that God had created. Remember, he had already been ousted or revealed as the traitor in heaven. So he was rejected already by God. So when God created Adam and Eve, of course, this being was overwhelmed with jealousy. Lucifer, or Satan by then, was so jealous that he thought up a scheme how to steal and rob these new created beings of their earth and their paradise. He felt like they were ugly beings, black and dark, not beautiful like himself. Why should they be in charge of the earth when it should have been him? So this spirit of jealousy that embodied him was at a fever pitch. Therefore, when he orchestrated the scheme to seduce Eve and trick her into tricking Adam, he purposely planned to put his seed within her in order to also usurp the Savior, which would come in generations down the road. So Cain was that first being belonging to Satan. He was Satan's offspring. And as his offspring, of course, he came into this world looking like him. Blue eyes, blonde hair, white skin. Now, if it was a such thing as Lucifer had not come against God, of course, these beings, these war angels, would have come with hearts, wisdom, to do the will of God, not to be skewed and killing and murdering and warring all over the earth. But because Lucifer had already fallen by this time, they came in his image, in his character, in his nature, full of jealousy. It was because he was so jealous of Abel, that he killed his own brother. He was so jealous of God's approval of him and God accepting Abel that he refused to humble himself. It was only humility that would have brought him in line with God's will. But because he felt he was so beautiful and so wise and intelligent, he rejected Abel and God, and therefore he killed Abel, his brother. You see, it's all based on jealousy. The race began with Satan racing against humans, and that same characteristic flowed through his son Cain, who was the offspring, forefather of the Gentile races. That's why the Gentiles' nature, if not repentant and receiving salvation, they are so bent on destruction and wars. Remember, they are this destroying, warring angel. And so that is the reason many people wonder, why is it that the European Gentiles are so conquering minded, so war minded? That is that essence of their genetically inherited trait. However, God sees no difference in them when they accept Jesus Christ wholeheartedly and completely,